Greetings, Internet. I wanted to extend a warm welcome to all of you out there who have stumbled upon this strange corner of the webs that I call my channel. As the title may have suggested, spoiler alert, I'm going to be talking about why I'm doing this. I know it sounds a little strange, but I'm trying to perhaps establish it a little more for myself and give anyone who wants to continue watching a mission statement of sorts and just tell you what I'm about and why I'm here and the kind of things that you can expect if you do choose to continue watching the frivolous creations that I am no doubt going to be putting on this channel. There is a world of darkness out there. It is full of despair and sadness, and a lot of the times as we traverse our way through it, we have to find our own light. And as you see me looking down, I will be referring to some notes that I have taken here. I hope to get a little bit more off the cuff as things continue, but we'll keep it rolling like this, and hopefully I can stay on message and not go off on some sort of ridiculous ramekin tangent. This channel, I hope to create a safe haven from seriousness, if you will, because I find that a little mirth making and a little bit of silliness can take you a long way through a lot of serious and really heavy overtones that life can throw at you. We have to find our own fun, because not all the time will somebody else do it for you. It won't be delivered to you. You have to be that light inside yourself. And I hope I can help some of you see that, or just give you a little bit of a distraction for a little while you figure some stuff out, or whatever it means to you to find the fun out there. There are plenty of outlets for bad news. I want to try and create at least one more that's a place for joy, a place for silliness, a place for comedy, if you can call it that. I certainly try to. And this place will be a home for levity to reside, and nothing more. I think it would help a little bit to talk about who I am and why I'm here and what I'm doing this for. Growing up, my dad was in the Navy, so we moved around a lot. And by a lot, I had 8 different houses by the time I was 11. And didn't get to move anywhere that I thought we were going to stay until I started 6th grade, so shortly after that. But we went from coast to coast, ended up in Hawaii, a little bit of culture shock, never international, but a lot for a younger child to handle. So I got pretty good at finding my own amusement and being able to adapt to things, and my best way of adapting to things, like most humans, is comedy, because when you don't know what else to do, you laugh, or else you're going to cry. And those are the options that we so often find ourselves left with. Because of my father's job, and my mother was a flight attendant for many, many years, my brother and myself found ourselves alone at home a lot. We were of proper age, of course. I'm not trying to burn out my parents here. But we did have to amuse ourselves safely, soundly, but coming up with new ways every day to amuse young children can be a little bit taxing. Any of you parents out there know exactly what I mean. So I had to do it for myself, and I found a lot of ways to amuse myself, and I found that I could count on myself to pick myself up from any dark situations that I might encounter, such as they were as a young child. Little did I know what lay ahead. As I grew up, I realized that the worlds that I could create were better than a lot of the situations I found myself living in the real world, and I tended to turn to that. And now, knowing that through the rough times that I put myself through, I really want to be there for anybody else out there that might be having a rough time or having trouble getting themselves back to a point of light, back to a point of happiness, back to even maybe being able to smile. So I want to share the fun. I want to be there for anybody that wants to be out there, that wants to hang out with me in this weird way that so many of us have become comfortable with. And I definitely want to be a source of building people up, never breaking people down. I was definitely a bit of a jerk growing up, And I've come to realize that there's not time for that. I don't have time for that in my life, and I don't want to put that kind of negativity in other people's lives because I realize now that they don't have time for it. So to be this source of silliness and merriment, I am going to put up pictures and videos of things that amuse me, and random projects and fake movie trailers and things that involve dog toys masquerading as movie stars. That kind of ridiculousness is somewhat what you can expect. I am still trying to figure out what else is going to be involved. Heavily open to suggestion. Hint, hint, if you want to let me know things you'd like to see in the comments. Love to hear that. Thank you. We'll put that aside. But I want this to be someplace that you can turn for a guarantee. It may not always be the funniest thing that you've ever seen. It may not even be funny to you, but I guarantee every video on this channel will not, repeat, will not make you want to weep for the future of humanity, something that is getting harder and harder to find these days, and I feel much harder than it should be. I understand there's a lot of sources out there like this, as I mentioned before. I really hope that I'll be somewhat of a favorite. I may just be speaking your particular language. I may have the random type of silliness that speaks to you that touches your merry soul. And I really hope to be that way and hopefully grow this channel into something that can bring a lot of happiness and a lot of smiles around the world someday. All that to say, of the other options out there, this is just my take. You don't have to like it. I'd appreciate it if you did actually like it. You like the subtlety in there? Yeah, I'm clever. Get used to it. All arrogance aside, I do have a philosophy of putting good out into this world, and I feel like that's something that everyone is capable of doing in their own way, and they may not realize it until a certain point, but I feel like this is a really good way for me to do it, and I hope that people will come along with me on this journey. That being said, of my philosophy, I also have very few rules for this channel, but I will try and keep it appropriate. Not have any kind of nudity, profanity, drug use, things of that nature. I want to put good messages out there for everybody to enjoy, regardless of individual state legalities of certain things or anything else like that. So it is going to be appropriate, hopefully things appropriate for an audience of all ages. However, I can guarantee nothing about my mouth. I will try and edit it out, but I was raised by a sailor, so I do tend to swear like one from time to time. I apologize ahead of time for that. You can count on there not being any commentary about religion, money, or politics. That's something else I gained from my dad. Those things I just don't find appropriate, and it's a cause for contention. People feel very strongly about it. Their opinions are all theirs and very much entitled to be theirs. I'm not touching any of that stuff. I think there is a little bit to be said about the name of this channel, Recess with Nero. Recess should be self-explanatory. I think as adults we deserve a little bit of recess from time to time, even if it's just from everyday life. Take a few minutes for yourself. Stop and smell the roses if you want to. I did it the other week. It was actually quite a nice experience. I think I'm going to do it again soon. The Nero part does need more explaining, however. He was a very bad dude. Roman Emperor Nero had a lot of people killed, did some very unsavory things. The part that I cottoned to, I think, though, is that he was rumored to play his fiddle while the city of Rome burned. I'm not saying that our planet or our nation or our cities are burning, but there is something to be said for someone that can play a fiddle while that much darkness is happening in his own land. Notwithstanding the fact that we're pretty sure he had several different things going on mentally. Put that aside. Just focus on the fact he was able to fiddle in the flames. It's a little bit of a weak connection, but that's what I'm going with. So that's the explanation, and that's all you're going to get. So I hope you liked it. Now, I feel like there are many things out there that confront us, and a lot of people like to complain about things without doing anything about them. I am not a great adult. I don't do a lot of things that adults are supposed to do. However, I do not choose to complain about those things that I don't make any effort to change. That's just a philosophy of mine. It may not be the most active philosophy or the most adult, mature philosophy. However, it is mine, and that's what you can count on me for as well. Now we are going to close it out a little bit here. I've rambled at you for far long enough. I hope I didn't lose most of you because I feel like this had value and at least it meant something to me, and I hope it gives you a better window into the kind of things that I'm going to be doing and hopefully makes you interested, if not excited, about what I'm going to do next. So like I mentioned before, if you like this video, please jump on that like button and just let me know that you're enjoying what I'm putting out there. If you really liked it and you are excited about different things that I might do or just want to see what kind of idiocy this fool is going to put out next, subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell icon so you get notifications when I do put out new idiocies, aka new videos. I would really appreciate it, the show of support. Just let me know if people are interested in what I'm putting out there, and that's a great way to let me know. Last little thing I do want to shout out, there's more pictures and cool videos and just general daily silliness that I do on my Instagram at Recess with Nero. There's also a Facebook page, same name. You can get all kinds of cool stuff and just fun content. Hopefully it'll make you smile and it'll carry us through those times in between when I'm working on some crazy video or doing something random. Speaking of which, I am working on the next video, which will come out as soon as I can get it finished and polished up. It involves extremely hot sauces. This is a little tidbit for those of you that did make it to the end. Myself and some other random people that I know that have varying degrees of hot sauce tolerance are going to be joining me for this, so you'll get to see a lot of crazy hot sauces, myself ingesting them, as well as quite a few other people tasting them and reacting to them, which should be the fun part. And so hopefully that'll be out very, very soon. Thank you guys so much for your time, for letting me tell you all of this, for sticking around, if any of you did, to the end of this video, and I hope to see you for the next round. I have one last thing to say to you. It's going to be a great day. Do you know why? Because we freaking said so.